So this is our goal. We're going to write this in this form. So the first step here is we're going to write all terms containing y on one side of the equation. Then the other terms which does not contain y should be on the other side of the equation. So we will have here y squared minus 12y. Then transpose negative 4x. This will become positive 4x transpose positive 28. So magiging negative 28. So here in the left side of our equation, we're going to apply completing the square. I hope you can still remember our lesson, completing the square. So y squared minus 12y, always positive, leave a space. Then 4x minus 28, then plus, leave a space. So here, paano natin ma-determine yung mga numbers na dapat ilagay sa space? So, look at the second term. Do not mind the sign. So, we have here 12 divided by 2, always divided by 2. Then, square. So, 12 divided by 2 is 6. Then, 6 square or 6 times 6 is 36. So, whatever the number that we're going to add on the left side, the same number we're going to add on the right side. So, plus 36. Then we're going to find the factor of this. So, square root of the first term, y squared, square root of y squared is y. The square root of 36, the last term is 6. To determine the sign here between y and 6, look at the sign of the second term. So since this is negative, so y minus 6, then square. Simplify the right side. So this is 4x negative 28 plus 36 is positive 8. So this is now the equation in standard form. Familiarize first the step because we're not yet done with our solution. We are still on the standard form. Okay. For our guide, we need to write this, pattern this to our guide. The y minus k squared is equal to 4p times x minus h. The left side of our equation is already done. So we have y minus 6 squared. Tapos na to. But the right side, we need to have a constant 4. So dapat meron tayong 4 dito. And look at our right side. 4 is common to 4x plus 8. So factor out 4. May iwan ang x. Then sa 8, may iwan ang 2. So look at this side of the equation. We have 4p. So 4, paano natin ilagay ngayon ang p? What would be the value of p? So here, y minus 6 squared. So since 4p is equal to 4, the value of our p here should be 1. So p is 1. So that 4 times 1 is 4. Then here, x. In our guide, we have here negative. So negative tayo dito, meron. So if this is negative, to make this positive, so what is inside should be negative 2. Again, from our guide, x minus h, and since we have here x plus 2, so we need to follow this x minus. Then since this is positive, so para maging positive ito dito, we need to write here negative inside the grouping symbol so that negative times negative is positive 2 and still following our guide which is in the form of x minus h. So what is the purpose of this? So that we can determine the rest of the unknowns. So we can now determine our h since vertex is hk. So what are the coordinates of the vertex? So h is dito, h is x minus h. So x minus h is negative 2. Our k, so y minus k. So y minus 6. So our k is 6. So the coordinates of our vertex is negative 2, 6. Based in our solution, aside from the vertex, the values of h and k, we can also determine the value of our p. So our p is 1, positive 1. So later on, if we're going to graph, based on our solution, we can only use this 2, the vertex in the value of p. So how are we going to use this 2 to graph the parabola without using the table? By just using the counting method. So I'll give you 2 minutes to copy the solution. Then later on, we'll have the graph. Prepare your graphing paper, your Cartesian plane, then follow the steps of our discussion later. Question. One,
Sir,
two, may tanong ba?
sir,
Yes.
paano po ulit nakuha yung value ng P, sir?
Paano nakuha ang value ng P? Okay. One method that I'm using when I was still a student and up to now in solving is comparison method, lalo na finding the variable value of the variables with a given formula. Now look at here, dito sa nakabox part, the quantity of y minus k square is equal to 4p is equal to the quantity of x minus h. Diba? And ito yung guide natin na formula. Then dito sa uh, sa lower left na nakabox din, the quantity, ito yung standard form, the quantity of y minus 6 is equal to 6 square is equal to 4x plus 8. Now, for us to compare, for us to be able to compare these two, we need to factor out, we need to write this in terms of our guide formula. In other words, we need to factor out 4. So if we factor out 4, magiging y minus 6 square or the quantity of y minus 6 square is equal to factor out 4. Then what would be left is x plus 2. Now, compare this to nakabox sa right, sa upper right, and this one sa baba. So y minus k square, y minus 6 square, then x minus h, x plus 2. This method, comparing these two equations, would give us idea the value of h and k. Now, for your question, paano nakuha ang p? You have to compare these two, itong 4p and 4. So, 4p is equal to 4. So what number that if we're going to multiply by 4, the result would be 4 itself. So obviously, it is 1. So therefore, P is equal to 1. Did you understand?
Yes po,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Thank you po.
Okay, sige. You're welcome. Sige, screenshot para may guide. So, continue. 2 minutes to copy. I want you to time is up. Okay. I hope na screenshot yung first part ng ating solution because this time we'll be having the remaining unknowns, but we will be using the counting method. So focus tayo doon sa standard form, the vertex, and the value of p. I want you to prepare I want you to prepare your Cartesian planes now. So, from our last solution, we have the standard form y minus 6 squared is equal to 4x plus 8. Then the vertex is negative 2, 6, and p is 1. So these are the only informations we have here. Ito na naman. While waiting, I don't know what is happening. Kanina, maayos naman ang video sa ibang section. Here, expect that through plotting points and by counting, we will be able to find the coordinates of the focus and points of the latus rectum. Then we can draw the draw the parabola. And always remember, ito yung dapat tandaan natin, um, the distance, the P, the value of P would be the distance from vertex to focus. Again, the value of P would be the distance from vertex to focus. And since we have already the vertex and here we have already the vertex and P, then we have the clue that it is y raised to the y minus 6 raised to the second power. It is open upward because P, open to right because P is positive. Again, open to right because P is positive and y squared. So therefore, we can, tagal naman itong mag-ano, happening. Pero naririnig niyo ako, class?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir.
Yes.
In order to is open to right. Vertex is negative 2, 6. Are you still with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes
Okay.
po.
Okay, continue natin. Ito na yung kanina. Last solution, we have the standard form y minus 6 squared is equal to 4x plus 8. Then the vertex is negative 2, 6, and p is 1. So these are the only informations we have here in order to graph the parabola. So let's do the counting. First, negative 2, 6. Vertex is negative 2, 6. So, andito yung vertex. Our P, since this is in the form of y minus 6 squared. So, yung equation kanina is y squared. So, therefore, this is open to right or open to left. And to decide if it is right or left, then look at the sign of our P. Since this is positive, so our graph is open to right. Open to the right. So, P is the distance from the vertex to the focus. So, we will just count 1 going to right. Since this is open to right, to the right. So, this is our focus. So, our focus has the coordinates of... Dapat marunong tayong magkuha ng coordinate. So, our x is negative 1. Our y is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, our focus is negative 1, 6. Endpoints of latus rectum. So, endpoints of... Hindi na siya kita. So, endpoints. So, what are the endpoints? So, we have here our P is 1. Then, multiply that to 4. Always multiply by 4. So, 4 times 1 is 4. Then, divided by 2. So, meaning to say, we will count 2 upward. 1, 2. Ito yung first endpoint. Then, 2 downward. 1, 2. Ito yung second endpoint. So, meaning to say, one endpoint is negative 1. Then, okay, dito tayo sa baba. Una. Negative 1. So, 1. Y is 1, 2, 3, 4. So, 1, positive 4. In second endpoint, still negative 1. And Y is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Negative 1, positive 8. Then, connect vertex and endpoints. Okay, you can extend this. Pwede nyo extend. So, this is our latus rectum. So, we have the parabola, the focus. Then, to draw the directrix, so from vertex going to focus is only 1. So, count din tayo ng 1 paatras. So, dito. Then, draw here a line. So, this is the directrix. Question? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes
sir.
po.
Oo, meron ba tayong tanong? Okay, screenshot? Sige, sige, meron?
No more na po, sir.
No more. Okay, sige, thank you. Screenshot for your guide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, last slide for parabola. Next problem is express the equation of the parabola in standard form, then give the coordinates of the vertex, the focus and the endpoints of latus rectum. Draw the parabola, its focus and directrix. So the given equation is x squared minus 2x minus 4y plus 13 is equal to 0. So since x here contains the exponent of 2, then we have the idea that our graph is either open upward or open downward. So we're going to write those terms containing x on one side and the rest of the terms without x on the other side. So we will have x squared minus 2x is equal to 4y minus 13. Need to transpose negative 4y and positive 13 to the right side. Then by completing the square, x squared minus 2x plus then 4y minus 13 plus. Okay, so the number here divided by 2 divided by 2, so that is 1. So 1 square is 1. Since we added here 1, so we need to add also 1 to the other side. Factor this out by getting the square root of the first and the last term. So square of x squared is x, square root of 1 is 1. The sign of the second term is negative, so negative. Then square. Simplify, negative 13 plus 1 is negative 12. So, we need to factor out here 4 para maiwan ang y. So, we'll have x minus 1 square is equal to 4y, then minus 3. So, this is the standard form. To find the values of or to find the coordinates of the vertex, the focus, and the other unknown. So we need to have our guide x minus h squared is equal to 4p y minus k. So yan ang ating guide. Then compare natin yung dalawa. So x minus 1 square is equal to 4 then y minus 3. I think madali lang. So this is h and this is our k. So the vertex is h k. So we will have here x minus h. So x minus 1. So h is 1. Then dito y minus k. So y minus 3. So our k is 3. So our p is 4. So it is understood to have here 1. So p is equal to 1. So if you are confused bakit siya may 1, you can compare this. So 4p is equal to 4. Pwedeng isolve ganito. 4p is equal to 4. Then divide both sides by 4. So p is equal to 1. That is why we have 1. Pero kahit tingnan lang siya, you can determine that p is equal to 1. So we have the vertex, the standard form, we have the vertex, and we have the value of p. Okay, copy. 2 minutes. Question? Question?
Sir,
Yes?
constant po ba yung P or not?
What do you mean? What do you mean constant? Ano ibig sabihin mo doon?
Since wala naman po number before ay after 4 po, sir. Since 1
Since,
lang siya.
okay, if the number outside the grouping symbol in the right side of the equation is 4, then understood or automatic that P is equal to 1. But if after factoring, merong example 8 ito dito, ha? Hindi siya 4, 8. So meaning to say, ano ang value ng P natin? Kung 8 ito,
2.
2. Okay, because 4 times 2 is 8. So nagkataon lang yung previous example pati ito na ang pag after factoring 4 ang common factor. Kaya naging always nagiging for the second time naging 1 ang ating P. But if it is not 4 here, 8 or 12 or any number divisible by 4 or pwedeng kahit not divisible by 4, then hindi magiging 1 ang value ng ating P. So doon sa question ng constant, magbago-bago ang value ng P depende kung ano ang common factors after dito sa standard form, after solving. Did you understand?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, sige, screenshot ito. So by just looking at the equation, our graph is what? Is it
Open upward.
open?
Open up.
Okay, why open upward? Why open upward?
The
P is
vertex is
positive
positive, sir.
and vertex ba ang positive?
Yung P
May
po,
nag-answer
sir.
na kanina,
P value.
P is, okay, and what? Ano pa yung clue natin? Upward.
X
Yung
squared.
X squared.
Okay, very good. At least alam na natin. X minus 1 square is equal to Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Sige. Okay. From our last solution, where the equation is x squared minus 2x minus 4y plus 13 is equal to 0, since x contains the exponent of 2, therefore, we have the idea that the graph is either open upward or open downward. Then the standard form is x minus 1 square is equal to 4 times y minus 3. Then the vertex is 1, 3, and p is 1. So to graph, we need to plot, we only have here the vertex, which is 1, 3. X is 1, y is 3. So andito. Since P is positive, so therefore our graph is open upward. Since P is positive. So we will, from the vertex, we will just count 1 going upward. So from here, so 1. Masyadong malapit ang focus. So our focus, be sure to have the correct coordinates. So x is 1, and y is 1, 2, 3, 4. In to find the endpoints of latus rectum. So since p is 1, so times 4, then divided by 2. Always times 4, then always divided by 2. So 1 times 4 is 4, divided by 2 is 2. So it means that from the focus, we will just count 2 to the right and 2 to the left. So to the right, 1, 2. This is the first endpoint, which is x is 1, 2, 3. Then y 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the second endpoint, 2 papuntang left, so 1, 2. So this is negative 1, then 4. So endpoints of latus rectum. We have negative 1, 4, and 3, 4. Pwede lang silang magkabaliktad. It's okay. So we can now connect the vertex and the endpoints of latus rectum. Then connect the endpoint. So this is the latus rectum. For the directrix, we will just count since 1 papunta sa focus, then 1 din pa atras. So dito. Then draw a line. So this is our directrix. Question. Question.
None, sir. None.
Sige. Since wala nang tanong, then we're done. Pagtatawag ako ng pangalan para sa screenshot. Si Arakan. Arakan. Dito si Arakan. 1, 2,
Yes, sir.
3. Can you do the screenshot?
Naka-phone po ako right now.
Naka-phone. Volunteer para mag-screenshot?
Ako, sir.
Sino yan?
Salahuddin po.
Salahuddin. Okay, Salahuddin. Pwede, hindi ka pa nakapag-recite sa pangalawang recitation.